If you're doing 10 to 50K a month and your revenue is kind of stuck for months, I'm gonna tell you exactly why. I built a consulting business that has generated over $60 million for my online clients, and I did all of this solo. Over the 800 businesses that I've helped, I saw how the businesses who struggled the most were the ones with founders that only worked on anything that kind of felt urgent, instead of working on the things that actually helped their business grow. And I know this sounds super fucking obvious, but I'd say 95% of the clients that I work with right now came to me showing the signs of them working on the stuff that didn't really matter. And I saw this all of the time. So in this video, I'm gonna give you the 4 frameworks in the 4 biggest categories that have really helped my clients unlock the clarity they needed to just move their business forward quick. And if you're not aggressively growing, you're aggressively declining in your business. Number 1, how I got clients by showing them what I think rather than cranking out random content. How I close high ticket coaching clients without having to convince anyone. And why that's the best way of getting clients, because those clients are always going to pay more, refer people, stay for longer, and get better results. How I stayed in delivery and I still scale my business. And how I failed so many times, which forced me to discover a framework to keep me ahead of my competition and becoming the mentor and the leader my clients always wanted. Every coaching business needs to nail these 4 things down, because once you know which step you're really struggling on, it becomes so much easier to just implement the stuff that I'm gonna give you today. And finally, you're gonna stop wondering what the fuck you're doing wrong, so you can actually just do the thing that you need to do and stop spinning your wheels. The first thing you have to understand is how I see business in the same way that I teach my clients on how they should run their business. You need 4 things. 1, you need awareness, you need conversions, you need delivery, and you need leadership. Obviously, you need the awareness to bring people into your ecosystem. You need to know how to convert them into clients, and you need to give them the results that they paid you for. And lastly, you need to become the leader that people want to follow. So what I'm trying to do with this framework right here, so that you have an audience that knows exactly what you represent, your content is so much easier to plan. You can be, and you should be, multi-dimensional without being a super random person that just posts whatever piece of content or trend that's out there. You want to avoid that niche jail of just posting content about your niche, because I'm sure you're an interesting human being. You want to showcase those things. So this framework right here shows you how to do that effectively. So let's just say this is you. You are the creator, you are the niche here. Essentially, you want to divide this in 3 different parts. This is going to be the what, the who, and unique. When it comes to the what, this connects to your brand ethos. Your brand ethos essentially means a very simple thing. What's the desired transformation you give people, and what's the thought or belief they need to have in order to obtain that? So you can say, in order to lose fat, you have to believe that the only way to lose fat is through a calorie deficit. So if that's what you are as a brand, as a person, as you believe that is, then this becomes your what pillar. And then, because you have a specific philosophy on the what aspect of it, you have to come here and have basically 3 buckets of 3 beliefs in which you teach people to get that result. So in most instances, when it's fitness, for example, this becomes a specific way that you do nutrition. So let's just say this is nutrition. This is going to be training. And then maybe this is going to be like your nervous system regulation. Or whatever it is, whatever niche it is, you have 3 ways that you deliver these results for clients. What can you make content on here? It's going to be recipes. It can be about hormones or nutrition or whatever, and then it could be supplements. Those are just 3 things. But again, you have 3 buckets, 1, 2, and 3, and then 3 to 5 different topics that you can master that you can do content on. So essentially, you would have anywhere from 9 to 15 different topics you can always repeat, rinse and repeat. It's repeating content and it's repeating categories that you can always own. Now we go here on the who. So who are you speaking to? Obviously, we got demographics, and we got psychographics. So demographics, you want to make sure you do stuff like, okay, you want to be super specific on the type of people that you speak with, because not only is like who can you serve, but who connects with you the most. And then when it comes to psychographics, you want to make sure you understand specifically what they've done in the past, what they've liked in the past, etc. Then we go here on the uniqueness. Now this is the part that a lot of people miss. Essentially, uniqueness, we're going to do pain, experiences, and skills. Pain is essentially what it is. I speak a lot about, for example, how my work visa got denied in the US and how it essentially was thrown away from the US. So I speak a lot about that. I also speak about a lot of my failures, and whatever other pain that I can speak of, I just talk about those things, right? So that's essentially what it is. And I urge you and I welcome you to do the same thing. When it comes to experiences, what have you done? So I've helped over 800 coaches. I've made my clients well over $60 million in revenue. I've done, I've spoken on stage. I've done a lot of different things that I have a lot of experience on that I can speak about those things. You have experience too. So speak about your experience as well. What makes you unique? When it comes to skill, if we go about the fitness side of things, maybe you're really good at, breath work. or maybe you're really good at hormones, or maybe you're really good at, mobility, or whatever it is. And really, you just want to feel those out and like, what are your skills here that make you unique? Not just repeating tips and tactics, but what makes you unique. And once you have this entire framework of like your creative vision, you have the what do you do, like how do you serve clients? What's the thing that you give clients that helps them get results? Who are you speaking to specifically? What's their demographic and their psychographic? And essentially the most important thing arguably here is what makes you unique? What painful stuff have you gone through in life? What's your experience specifically to the people that you help with? And what are your specific skills that make you a good, unique coach? Speak about those things. Just with this side here, you have like 15 different things that you can speak about. Now, I want to talk through very briefly on the high ticket closing blueprint. This is essentially the 4 C's that I teach my clients on how to close high ticket coaching clients without being pushy, without having to read 1,000 different books about closing and psychology and all that bullshit, because right now what sells is being somebody that cares and who's genuine as well. This 4C frameworks, I can't tell you how simple it is. Overall, you want to be a human being that has a conversation with somebody and you can just show them how you can help them. In most cases, this is all you need. The first C is care. You have to be genuinely a good person that cares about people and not just cares about your bank account and the numbers on an app in your phone. You genuinely have to care about people. And if you're a coach and you're one of the good coaches out there that genuinely want to do this to help people, then by default, you care. So if you care, you want to help people, you want to improve the lives of people, just show that. Just show up and show that you fucking care. Because if you do that, by default, people are going to notice. So don't be fake and don't be somebody that's just self-interest and egocentric. But you just have to be somebody that cares about people. What can I say? The other one is curiosity. Curiosity is essentially you being curious about their situation. And this is where you do discovery, which is essentially just 3 things. What's their past? What's their current? And what's their goal? We are in this moment right now, but what has happened in the last 6 to 12 months? Walk me through it. What's your current situation? What's going on right now? What prompted you to hop on a call? What's making you want to get help, essentially? And goal is, okay, since you're here, what's your goal? How can I help you? And when you're curious and you ask questions about specifically what have they gone through, what are they looking for, and what's their goal, you essentially build a gap. They're here, they want to get here. What have they tried? What have they done? How can you help them? That's curiosity. We got clarity. Clarity comes with your offer. So if we go up here again, clarity comes with your ethos. You have to be somebody that embodies the offer that you have. You have to be somebody that's super clear on the result that you give people, on how you give people results, on what the program it is that you have, how do people follow the program. You have to be very clear and have the clarity specifically on how you get people from A to Z. You have to have that. You have to have an offer that's very easy for you to follow, easy for you to sell, to tell them exactly what they need to follow to get results. And then the last one is conviction. You have to be very sold on your offer before you sell anyone on your offer. You have to be extremely convicted about the fact that you are the best person in the world on this specific topic. You have to have the conviction because that shows. In a sales call, you have to be convicted in the fact that you can help this person across the screen. Care, curiosity, clarity, and conviction. Just have those things and have a normal conversation with another human being without you having to worry about a fucking script, about objections, and you having to flanking the objections with fight psychological. Don't. Just have a conversation with people. And the care aspect of it, most sales coaches talk about you just have to go to war with people. You caring naturally brings this out on you. And if you're naturally a coach, if they give you a bullshit excuse, you just call them out. That's caring. Number 3 is delivery expectations. So after you get awareness, after you close them and get them into your program, you have to deliver expectations. One very simple way of how I show this to my clients is this way. It's this very simple graph. So this is results and this is time. So when a client comes to me, they are essentially here in point 0 and they want to get here. So we're going to call this B and A. I just coach them through this and expectations. Obviously you have to have a program, get them from A to C, whatever. Everyone knows that. But essentially I tell them, if you're a coach and you coach people into getting results, you obviously know that as people go through your program, they're gonna go up and up and up and up, but there's going to be a point of inflection right here where 2 things are going to happen. They either go down and they don't get results and they're very mad at you, or they keep going up and they get results. And essentially I tell them, hypothetically speaking, let's just say you are dealing with people in this specific scenario. If they're in this inflection point, what's going to make them go up and get results? And usually my clients tell me, well, they're going to ask for help. They're going to, get on my group calls, they're going to do the materials, they're going to check in, like they're going to do all those things in order to get them there. Awesome. What's going to make somebody go down and not get results and get pissed at you? Well, they're going to ghost me, they're going to not ask questions, they're going to not follow instructions, they're not going to watch any modules. And I tell them, easy. So let's just manage expectations. That whenever you, as my client, are here, essentially, what are you going to do if you find yourself in trouble? They just say, well, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna go to the group calls or the one-on-one calls with me, I'm gonna go through the materials, I'm gonna follow up, I'm gonna ask questions, I'm gonna bother you because you're my coach. Excellent. That's what you want your clients to do. You want to manage expectations. A lot of people fail, and a lot of people only reach out to you when they're down here because they have no other way to go than just to say, you know, I'm pissed, I'm mad, I didn't get results, etc. So in order for you as a coach watching this to avoid this pitfall, you want to manage expectations and tell your clients that the best way, how the best clients really behave is this type of client right here. Essentially, that's what it is. So again, this is just like very one small part of delivery, but I don't want to make this video super long. And lastly, the last part of this is growing as a leader. You're expecting people to pay you a lot of money for your coaching program. And if you stay stuck and you don't learn, you don't improve, you're going to be you're just doing everyone a disservice. You got to keep learning. So the way you grow as a leader is using this quadrant right here. Okay. So this is why, what, how, and if. Okay, so we have here experience, we have concept, we have reflection, and action. I know this sounds complicated, but it's actually very simple. The way you understand how to learn and how to improve as a leader is you have to understand why, one, something matters, two, what you have to do, how you have to do it, and if you do it, what results you're going to get. So essentially, you need to understand, and you have to have somebody that's going to guide you into what are the things that you have to do. Some people learn by experiencing, so this is why we have this part right here, and some people learn by just conceptualizing and thinking. I'm more of that second person. But if you want to really learn and really apply stuff, you have to apply all of this. So first, let's just say you want to get better at running ads. Why do you have to get better at running ads? What do you need to do in order to get better at ads? Okay, how do you run ads, and essentially how do you actually make things work? And then lastly, if you run ads, what are the expectations that you're looking forward to? So again, this is just an educational way of seeing how you need to grow or how you need to learn things to become a good leader. It's not just throwing a lot of things at the wall, just trying to learn a bunch of shit. Like, totally, I get it, but you need to understand and conceptualize the things that you need to learn as a leader in order to get better and better and better. So when it comes to growing as a leader, honestly, the only thing that you need to really get out of this quadrant is there are things that you need to learn. There are things that you need to understand that you need to get really good at. And when we go through these 4 things here, you need to understand that sometimes it's not always that you're going to know everything that you need to do in order to gain awareness. You're not going to know everything that you need to know in order to get conversions. Same with delivery, same as a leader. There's a bunch of different things that we can dive into when it comes to conversions and delivery. That there's a bunch of different frameworks that we can apply here. What I want you to get out of this video is one thing and one thing only. And your job as a coach, your job as a leader is to know exactly where are you falling behind, what are you lagging metrics, what are the things that you're really struggling on, and you getting the help in order for you to help more people. That's essentially what it is. So we just went through 4 frameworks right here that speak about awareness, the creative vision framework that's going to help you create a lot of content, how to briefly close people into becoming clients of yours, how to, do delivery expectations so the clients stay, client asks questions, you get really good clients that refer and get results. And essentially, lastly, how to grow as a leader and how to know what things to learn, why they're important, actually just kind of like a really fast framework on getting shit done. But essentially, obviously, you're never going to know exactly what you need until somebody points it out and say, hey, these are the things that you're lacking on. So this is why in this video right here, I'm going to show you more in depth of the things that you really need to focus on to really move your business forward, make more money, help more people, and grow a coaching business that you actually enjoy. So hopefully this was helpful. For now, I'll see you in the next one.